Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is July 25th, 2026. And ladies and gentlemen, Arsenal currently plotting with Atletico de Madrid for the signing of Julian Alvarez. I'm going to tell you all those details. Also, another striker option is off the table for Barcelona. And finally, Laporte. Can it happen? Can it not? We're going to talk about it as well. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Boo. We'll begin this video with the news that the Catalan Sports Court has agreed with the former Barcelona presidential candidate Marc Siria in regards to the ballots that were not counted in his favor. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in order to officially become a Barcelona presidential candidate, you need to collect 2,337 signatures, or that's what was required for this past election. Marc Siria ended up gathering 2,844 signatures, so 500 more than what he actually needed to become a candidate. However, upon review of those signatures, the club invalidated 700 of them, which meant that he didn't have enough to be a candidate, and as such, the only two candidates for the presidency ended up being Joan Laporte and Victor Font, with, of course, Joan Laporte winning by a huge margin over Font. Now, Marc Siria filed a complaint with Catalan Sports Court, alleging that many of the signatures that were invalidated due to, not really following protocol, they were done so unfairly, let's put it that way. And while the Catalan Sports Court has agreed with Marc Siria, saying that at least 370 out of those signatures that were invalidated were done so unfairly, which of course would have been enough to make him a candidate. Now, Marc Siria has asked Barcelona to open the ballot boxes to review those signatures again and count them and declare him officially a candidate, which of course might not have many repercussions on the actual election. Laporta is still the president, but it does have implications in that it will of course help the club better this process, right? So in the future, when there's other candidates who want to run for election, well, the rules are more clear, and then the way to review the signatures is also done in a better way. So this is, in a way, it is a victory for the club because, of course, through errors is that we improve. Now, on to that next bit of news, because, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona have officially released the second kit, the away kit, for this upcoming 2026-2027 season. Of course, the first kit was released at the beginning of July. Now we have the away kit, which is, of course, again for the second season in a row, a collaboration with the Kobe Bryant brand, Black Mamba. And as you could see, it's black and purple. And I gotta say, it's looking really good. I really like this design. For me, honestly, personally, I would have loved if it would have been all black, if the whole kit was black and still kept the crest and Black Mamba logo in purple. And of course, a Spotify in gold. I think for me, that would have been an absolute winner. But nonetheless, I'm not here to complain because this kit still looks absolutely gorgeous. But of course, I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts. What do you think about this away kit? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you whatever? Let me know down below in the comment section. And of course, let me know if you guys would like me to raffle this away kit, or if you would like me to raffle the first kit. Maybe I'll do a poll in the community tab to see which one you want me to raffle. Or do a giveaway for those of you who are new to the channel. I do giveaways of Barcelona kits every now and then. So definitely let me know in the comment section. And I also do a poll to see which out of these two kits you guys would like me to raffle. Now, Barcelona have explained the colors, the meaning of the colors of the kit with the following statement. Inspired by the aesthetic universe of the Kobe brand, it features black as its dominant color, a symbol of the determination and competitive intensity that define both FC Barcelona and the Kobe Bryant brand, combined with a gradual fade into purple at the bottom of the shirt, a color closely associated with Bryant's sporting career. Of course, we all know what that means. It's a tribute to the Lakers, where Kobe Bryant spent his entire career. And then finally, gold detailing reflects the constant pursuit of major challenges and trophies. Among the standout design features are a pattern inspired by the snake skin, because of the Black Mamba. Of course, Black Mamba is a snake. An iridescent FC Barcelona crest, the Kobe logo on the chest, and a hidden Kobe Bryant quote inside the collar, which states, "Leave the game better than you found it." I really like these details that Nike have incorporated into the kit. The snake skin, I have the Kobe Bryant kit from last season, and the snake skin on the Spotify logo, the crest, and the Kobe on the Kobe logo is really, really cool. And this time they added a quote in the inside of the collar, which is, "Leave the game better than you found it," which is an incredible quote by the incredible, the late Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest legends of basketball. All right, on to the next bit of news, because, ladies and gentlemen, the media outlet, the Times, have revealed that Arsenal are still interested in Julian Alvarez, and they're actually plotting with Atletico de Madrid to make this signing happen. Now, as I've explained previously on the channel, Arsenal did make an offer for Julian, which was cash plus Gyökeres. I think it was 50 million plus Gyökeres, which Atletico Madrid were, of course, very interested in. But Julian told them that no, that he's only interested of going to Barcelona. But despite the rejection, Arsenal are still awaiting to pounce on this. In fact, they are now improving their offer. They're saying it's going to be 100 million plus Gyökeres, which to me, it's absolutely insane. But anyway, it's Arsenal. I guess Arsenal's the new Chelsea now, because they're interested in anyone and everyone. And if you're wondering, Mo, why would Arsenal now prepare a better offer if they've already been rejected by Julian, and Julian has made it very clear that he only wants to go to Barca? Well, the reason for that is that Arsenal are counting on this signing not happening, and they're, in fact, awaiting Atletico Madrid's green light to make this offer official. Which makes it clear, of course, that Atletico's position that Julian is not for sale. It's clearly pure BS. He is for sale. He's just not for sale to Barcelona. Now, how would this play out? Well, as you know, Julian has told Atletico Madrid he doesn't want to be there. He's even said it in public. And since they've done everything besides what they promised him, which is to make his move to Barcelona happen, he's now really upset and even considering not showing up to training. He's been called to training on August 10th, and he's even considering not showing up to training. So obviously the relationship is completely broken now between Julian and Atletico Madrid, and things are only getting worse and worse and worse. And eventually something needs to be done, right? So a solution is going to have to be reached, because Atletico Madrid cannot have a player play for them next season that doesn't want to be there, that their coach Simeone doesn't want there, that the fans now hate because of his public statements, and that the relationship is completely broken with him, right? That's a ticking time bomb in the locker room. So Julian is gonna have to leave, right? There's kind of like no going back now, given how bad the situation has become. Now, Julian, of course, has insisted that he only wants to go to Barca and Barca alone. For now, Atletico Madrid are insisting that they don't want to sell him to a direct rival. So Atletico and Arsenal are kind of counting on the time eventually running out to where Barcelona decide, okay, we got to move on with our search. And then Julian would be stuck saying, okay, I don't want to stay at Atletico. It's over now. Relationship is so bad, but I can't go to Barca because now Barca's moved on. So Arsenal then can swoop in and be like, all right, I know you want to go to Barca, but you also cannot go back to Atletico. We'll be your savior. Sure, we're not Barca, but at least, you don't have to stay in that crap hole called Atletico de Madrid. So that's kind of what Arsenal are banking on. So for now, they have that second improved offer locked and loaded, and they're waiting for the green light from Atletico de Madrid. So they're actually working with Atletico de Madrid to make sure that Julian doesn't go to Barca and ends up in Arsenal. Now, of course, how all this could resolve is going to depend now on the player. I think the player, which is what Barcelona are expecting, is going to have to make another public gesture. We'll see if he makes it, and we'll see whether this eventually gets resolved. Now, of course, if Julian does not come to Barcelona, Barcelona do have a list of alternatives that they would go after. Of course, there was Joao Pedro from Chelsea, which Chelsea have declared that he's not for sale whatsoever. And the other one, which was Barcelona's favorite option if Julian doesn't come, is, of course, Eli Junior Kroupi, the attacker who moved from Lorient to Bournemouth last summer, and this last season he completely exploded onto the international stage, having a pretty impressive season, which has attracted the attention of many European clubs, including Barcelona, who had chosen Kroupi as the number one option in case Julian does not come. But now Bournemouth have announced that Kroupi is not for sale whatsoever. Initially, there were talks about Bournemouth wanting at least 100 mil for Ila Kroupi, but now they have said that he is not for sale. Not 100 mil, not 100 bill. He is not going anywhere. So this is another option that is off the table now for Barcelona, which of course it's putting Barcelona in a bad situation as time goes by, because on one hand, the Julian situation is still not being resolved, and on the other hand, Barcelona are losing more and more options. So Barcelona going to have to figure out something pretty quick. Now, of course, a deadline for Julian Alvarez's offer is the end of this month. Barcelona said that after the end of the month, it's going to expire. We'll see if Barcelona make an improved offer, or they stay with the same offer, or they continue with the search. But something's going to have to happen, because the season is right around the corner and we still don't have a striker, right? The only one we have is Ferran, who A, sucks, and B, looks like he wants to leave as well. So we'll see what happens. But let's end this video with the news that there's an update in regards to the situation of Aymeric Laporte, the 32-year-old World Cup winner, who has offered himself to Barcelona yet again. Of course, he does have a contract with Atletico de Bilbao until 2028, but it's reported that he has a release clause around 12 to 15 million euros, even though Atletico de Bilbao have stated that that's a lie, that the release clause is actually worth double. But whatever the release clause may be, of course, Laporte has offered himself to Barcelona. Barcelona would love to have Laporte, but the only way they can sign him would be if someone leaves, right? Barcelona have an overbooking in the center back position, and the only way Barcelona can bring a center back, whether it be Laporte or anyone else, is that one of the current center backs would have to leave. And well, the new update comes from Mateo Moreto, who's saying that one of the center backs that could be leaving, that could open a space for Laporte, is Andreas Christensen, who even though just renewed his contract for 2 more seasons, he's saying that the situation is not 100% clear as far as to the future of Andreas Christensen, which honestly, I don't know if I believe this, because why else would Barcelona renew him? And of course, unless it would be to renew him in order to sell him to another club. But I don't see the player agreeing to that, because it's always much better for a player to leave as a free agent, because then they can negotiate a signing bonus as opposed to be sold by the club where they currently play. So I don't know if I 100% believe that news. If anything, I think if the center back that could leave, which could open space for Laporte, would be, of course, Ronald Araujo. As I told you previously, Araujo, even though he has a contract with Barcelona until 2031, he does have an outstanding conversation with Hansi Flick in regards to his future. And now, this is another new update. Sources out of Uruguay are saying that Araujo could consider either staying or leaving at Barca, depending on the amount of playing time he will get in the preseason, right? Because that will kind of be a signal for him on whether he's going to be, first center back, second center back, or what he currently is, 5th or 6th on the list, right? So depending on how the preseason goes, and depending on how the conversation between Araujo and Hansi Flick goes, Araujo could decide to leave Barcelona despite renewing until 2031. Now, Araujo is currently recovering from his injury. He was training by himself in the gym. He has now resumed training on the pitch, but still training by himself. But he is expected to travel to England on Monday, where he will rejoin the group training. And after that, she should be declared fit, and he should be available for the remaining friendly matches. So we'll see what happens with Araujo. But for me, if Laporte were to come, it's most likely going to be in the place of Araujo rather than Andreas Christensen, even though what Mateo Moreto is telling us that the Christensen future is not clear. But either way, Barcelona, they would like to have Laporte. Laporte wants to come to Barca, but the only way this can happen is if someone leaves. And I want to make that point very, very clear. Someone needs to leave if Laporte is going to arrive. Anyways, that is all, ladies and gentlemen. I will be uploading another video shortly, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Bis Barça.